Hoplite Phalanx effect of pregnancy. Could you talk about that?
A traditional paradigm for the maternal-fetal interface of pregnancy is that protection and nurturance come from the side of the mother toward the fetus. But two research projects that I examined recently have sort of turned that one-sided paradigm on its head. This research helps us see that the fetus, the developing baby, also supplies nurturance and protection for the mom, the pregnant woman. Now, I call this reciprocal maternal fetal nurturance and protection as the Hoplite Phalanx effect of pregnancy. Now, I borrow this imagery of a Hoplite Phalanx from classical Greek warfare, in which the foot soldiers, or hoplites, carried shields called hoplons, large enough to protect the right side of the man to each soldier's left and the left side of the soldier himself, and so formed a wall, or phalanx, a long line of shields behind which those foot soldiers were protected. I'm suggesting that the research we're about to consider proves that baby and mom in a pregnancy form a phalanx of sort, where each, as a hoplite, uses his or her shield to protect the exposed side of the other. My principal goal is to key in on the moral significance of the Hoplite Phalanx effect of pregnancy. First, though, let's go to the research findings. In an article in Scientific American, authors Craig Howard Kinsley and Kelly G. Lambert review 30-plus years of research results that have been studying the beneficial effects of pregnancy on the mammalian brain. More and more, these findings have proven to apply not just to gravid rodents and animals, but to pregnant humans. And these beneficial effects of pregnancy originate in that gestating fetal life within the mother. The gestating baby causes hormonal changes in the pregnant woman. These hormonal changes ramp up the neurons and glial cells in the mother's brain that prepare that pregnant woman for a whole set of behaviors that are going to help her in delivering the baby and in taking care of that baby, concentrating on the needs of their offspring, extending care, nurturance, and protection to that newborn. The hormonal changes of pregnancy also trigger changes in regions of the mother's brain that regulate spatial memory and learning to such an extent that mothers at the age of 60 years would still and have still exhibited these enhanced intellectual abilities, and would during the same age range group be less likely than their motherless counterparts to experience a steep decline in memory. The second selected study was transfer of fetal cells with multilineage potential to maternal tissue. This was conducted by Diana W. Bianchi and her colleagues at Tufts New England Medical Center, and it was reprinted in the July 7, 2004 issue of the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA. The study tested the hypothesis that fetal cells persist in maternal blood and tissues postpartum and may respond to maternal injury by helping the moms heal themselves. The most striking example is that of a woman suffering from hepatitis C. She subsequently was healed of her disease through male liver cells from her male offspring. As Bianchi remarked to a reporter, this woman's entire liver was repopulated by male fetal cells. So this research proved that the mother hoplite provides the warmth and shelter of her uterus, where that placenta and umbilical cord provides nutrients to and removes waste products from the developing baby. But it also showed that the embryonic fetal hoplite, as if like not wanting to be outdone in generosity, deposits some of its youthful cells in the mother's body after pregnancy. And despite the fact that the mother may have lost the baby through miscarriage or even had an induced abortion, those fetal cells appear to have long-term therapeutic capacity. First of all, they morph into whatever specialized cell is needed in order to repair the maternal injury. Second, they travel to the place of injury. And third, they repair and replace the mother's damaged cells and tissues, acting everything like a pluripotential stem cell. The study then demonstrates that umbilical cord connecting baby to mom is undeniably a two-way street where the nurturing process between mother and baby goes both ways. So, what's the moral significance of what I call this Hoplite Phalanx effect of pregnancy? Well, first, it highlights the personal nature of that developing human being in utero. It confirms that the powers defining personhood, particularly the capacity for love, resounds in the nature of every human being, no matter how nascent, no matter how immature. Second, the better understanding of the personal nature of the baby developing in that mother's womb, as these studies help us to see, underscores why a mother's putative right to privacy and to an abortion should always be trumped by the right to life of the human being developing in her uterus. So by dint, number 3, of these research conclusions, the baby can be defined as a self-developing human organism, just as all adults are defined as self-developing human organisms, whose pre- and postnatal giving and receiving, though unconscious and involuntary, stand as a prolepsis of the deliberately willed acts of giving that the child has been called to from his or her conception by God, the radical giver.
Thank you, sister.